Hey Capron, my name is Jaime Escalante. I was born in La Paz, Bolivia in December 31st, 1930. I taught myself English all by myself. I taught at Garfield High School in East Los Angeles. In order to persuade my students to take AP Calculus, I promised they'd be able to have jobs in engineering, electronics, and computers. I was threatened to be fired by my assistant principal because I came into school too early and I left too late. I required all of my students to maintain a C average. I first taught calculus in 1978. My first year, 2 out of 5 of my students passed. In my second year, 7 out of 9 of my students passed, and in my third year, 14 out of 15 of my students passed. In 1982, 18 students passed, and it was found to be suspicious because they all made the same mistake on number 6, and they all used the same unusual variable names. 12 out of 14 of them retook the test, and they all did well enough that their scores were reinstated. My fourth year, 30 out of 33 students passed the test. By 1987, 73 students passed the APAB exam, and 12 passed the BC exam. Jay Matthews wrote a book about me called The Best Teacher in America. Then they made a movie about me called Stand and Deliver. It was about 90% accurate, and a couple of things were a little bit wrong. For example, instead of a heart attack, I really had inflammation of the gallbladder. And really, it took years to achieve the success that was portrayed in the film. There was never any case of somebody being taught calculus in a year who didn't even know multiplication tables in the beginning. After the movie, I achieved national attention. I received visits from Arnold Schwarzenegger and President Ronald Reagan. During one of my last years of teaching calculus, I started receiving a lot of threats and hate mail, but I don't know why. Most of my students went on to the University of Southern California. After I stopped teaching, the number of students who passed the AP Calculus exams in my school dropped 80%. I died on March 30th, 2010 of gallbladder cancer. A wake was held at the Garfield High School lecture hall where I taught calculus classes. Class, I'm going to teach you... Rich D'Angelo. There we go. Okay. I'm going to teach you integration by parts, but my own method. This method is called tabular integration. Now I'm going to start with this integral of x cubed times cosine x dx. Okay, now this works when you have the product of two functions and one of them is not the derivative of the other one, so you could not just use u substitution. Now, I'm going to split the terms in half, so I'm going to write the x cubed on the left side and the cosine x on the right side and make a little table. Now on the left side of the chart, I'm going to take all derivatives. And on the right side of the chart, I'm going to take all integrals. So starting with the x cubed, the derivative of x cubed is 3x squared. The derivative of 3x squared is 6x. Derivative of 6x, 6, and then 0. You're going to start with those and you're going to end at 0 and you stop taking the derivatives then. And then you're going to move on to the integrals of the right side. The integral of cosine x is sine x. The integral of sine x is cosine x. And that's a negative. The integral of negative cosine x is negative sine x. And then the integral of negative sine x is cosine x. Okay? Now I've got all integrals on the right side. Now when you get here and you have all the integrals written, you need to go back to the left side and you want every other one to change signs. So since the original term is positive, the original term is positive, so the first derivative we want to make negative by flipping the sign. Then the next one we're going to keep, and then the sixth we're also going to make negative, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to play tic-tac-toe. Going to cross them, so the derivative goes with the integral that is underneath it, and the 0 will cancel out because 0 times anything is nothing. Okay, so now we're going to write all the answers, and it's x cubed times sine x is the first term. The next term is plus 3x cubed times cosine x. The two negatives will cancel each other out. Minus 6x sine x minus 6 cosine x. And then the 0 will cancel it out. So we're just going to end with plus c. And that is your answer.
Chemo, I can't do this. I'm not Billy Orlina.
Why did Miss Crawford teach it to us this way?
Now we're going to use tabular integration to do a harder problem. So I've got the integral of 10x squared plus 26 divided by the square root of 2x minus 2 times dx, of course. dx. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're splitting it up into 10x squared plus 26, and then the other one we're going to rewrite into 2x minus 2 to the negative 1/2. 1/2 because it's a radical, and negative because it's on the bottom. Okay, the left side, again, we're going to write the derivatives. And on the right side, we're going to do integrals. So we're going to make our little chart here. And now we will start taking derivatives. So the derivative will be the 2 of the power of the x times the 10, which is 20, and that's 20x. The derivative of 20x is just 20, and then it's just 0, and you stop at 0. Now we're going to do the same thing we did before, where every other one is negative, starting with the original one being positive. So we flip every other sign. Now we're going to take integrals here. So the integral of 2x minus 2 to the negative 1/2 will be 2 over 2 times 2x minus 2 to the 1/2. Now to get this, we're using u substitution. So 2x minus 2 is going to be u, and the derivative of u will then be 2 du. So we're going to have to multiply by 1/2. So then, when you divide by the new power, you're really multiplying by 2. So that's how we're getting the 2 over 2. Okay, now the integral of that, we're going to do the exact same way, where you're going to get 4 over 12 times 2x minus 2, this time to the 3/2. Now the integral of that, we did the same way, we're going to do the integral of that is 8 over 120 times 2x minus 2 to the 5/2. Now since the 0 is to the left of that, we can stop right there. Now, just like we did before, we're playing tic-tac-toe, and then you stop at the 0. Now we're going to start writing out the answer there, which is 10x squared plus 26, in parentheses, of course, times the 2 over 2, which cancels out, times 2x minus 2 to the 1/2 power. Now that is minus 20x times 4 over 12, which we have there simplified to 20 over 3, times 2x minus 2, in parentheses, 2 to 3/2. Now the last one will be the 20 times the 8 over 120, which is really the same as 4/3, times 2x minus 2 to the 5/2, which I've got in the second line here. And of course, plus c. It's an indefinite integral, and there's your answer. And that is tabular integration.
Number 6. Thanks. Put it in your desk.